Hey, what's up guys, it's Jess. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about a topic that unfortunately I think a lot of people in my generation relate to, and that is dealing with a social media addiction. This has become so normalized for this day and age, but especially for my generation, Gen Z. It's almost like everyone admits to having a social media addiction and then they normalize that. Like it's okay to have an addiction, or it's not okay, but I have it anyway and I'm just gonna keep living like this. I hate that. For myself, I had horrible habits all throughout high school and up until the middle of college because I spent so much time wasted going on my phone, and that wasn't time spent learning new things. It wasn't time spent being productive. It was a waste. I really do think that the upper ages of your teenage years, 17, 18, 19, and then all throughout your 20s is really pivotal for you to shape the life that you want to live in your future. There are so many changes that come with being an adult, so many new responsibilities, so many things that you need to take action on in order to achieve the life that you want to live. My first phone I ever got was in the second grade. I got the pink T-Mobile flip phone, and this wasn't a problem because one, I was a second grader, I was busy doing other things, and two, there was no social media apps for me to waste my time on. All throughout high school, I had, various iPhones, and this is where my addiction really started to develop. Throughout high school and up until the middle of college, I spent so much time on TikTok, Snapchat, and Instagram. I can't believe I used to do this and that people to this day still do this, even in my age group where they keep streaks. I think that is the stupidest concept ever. The way I saw it, unfortunately, was that I needed to keep a streak with certain people in order to keep that friendship going. Throughout high school and college, I took various hiatuses from different social media apps, and honestly, those were the times in which I felt the most productive, in which I felt the happiest, in which I felt the most fulfilled. I think the worst part for me was the addiction to mindless scrolling. This happened on every single social media app I had. Snapchat, Instagram, especially TikTok, but also YouTube. On YouTube, I ended up wasting so much time watching videos that I normally never would have just searched up in my search engine. They just happened to appear on my homepage. Similar to Instagram, I developed the habit of scrolling through all of the most recent posts from the people that I was following, but then move on to the Explorer page and then scroll through there, and then you open one of the posts and then you scroll from there and then you open another post. It just is a horrible cycle that I fell into. Snapchat was also the worst because I would click on stories of people that I had no interest in connecting with and having friendships with. Especially with TikTok, I think that is the app of our generation that a lot of people fall victim to. Social media can be used as a tool or as a weapon, and I have made significant changes in order to use it as a tool. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how I overcame that social media addiction and what are the strategies and things I did instead in order to get to where I want to be now. At some point during my senior year, I think is when I officially deleted Snapchat, and I saved so much time, but then all of that eventually went into this new app called TikTok. Eventually, I realized that this was now becoming a shifted problem. TikTok was a little bit harder for me to deal with. I spent a lot of time scrolling, but I also spent a lot of time making content, and it's pretty easy to go viral on TikTok in comparison to some of the other social media platforms, and so I gained 12,000 followers. Despite that, I knew that it was worse for me in the short term and the long term to keep the app, so I deleted it completely. I had about 600 plus videos in my draft section, and as much as I wanted to kind of go on TikTok to eliminate what I didn't need anymore and keep the videos that I thought that I liked, it wasn't worth it. So I ended up deleting the app with all of those drafts deleted. Once you delete the app, those drafts are no longer saved, so they're gone forever. Now with Instagram, I thought I had a pretty good control over it, but recently I've realized I don't, so my solution was just to delete it. With YouTube, obviously it's a different story. I post videos on it every single day, but the purpose of YouTube is now more so for a hobby and business venture. So now I'm going to be talking about the things that I did that wasn't scrolling on social media and how those activities in turn helped me overcome that addiction. The first strategy that I have is one that I think is honestly probably the most important in this entire list, and that is to read more books. I loved reading as a kid. It really sparked my creativity and honestly allowed me to do better in school. And all throughout high school and college, I noticed that I wasn't reading a lot. And if I was reading, it was only because it was for a homework assignment. Once I got home for winter break this year, one of the first things that I did was go to the library. I missed that genuine excitement that I got walking through the aisles and picking up a cool book and then reading the inside and being like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to read this. On my first library trip back, I think I ended up taking 7 books home. I personally don't really think it matters what books you read so long as you are reading. However, the types of books that I read nowadays are generally more centered around the goals that I want to accomplish. So the books that I checked out were all to help me become more financially wise. Here's an example of one of them by Mr. Robert Kiyosaki. I have incorporated reading into a part of my daily routine, and I do it at multiple stages throughout my day. After my workout, I spend 20 minutes on the hydro massage reading my book. Whenever I'm on public transportation or I'm out and about and can't physically look at a book, I'll listen to an audiobook. When I wake up in the morning, spend at least 15 minutes reading. When I go to bed at night, spend at least 15 minutes reading. All of those little time periods throughout the day where I normally would have spent on social media, I'm able to learn so much more by reading a book. Another strategy I have is just simply make money. Now you may be thinking, well, what do you mean? How is that gonna help me overcome my social media? What? I think this is one of the most pivotal things in me overcoming my social media addiction was this obsession with earning more and more money. I have taken the time to reflect and have realized that in order to get to that financial goal that I'm after, I can't spend any time on social media wasted. I simply can't spend any time mindlessly scrolling because it's not going to get me to that financial goal that I want. So even if making money isn't your goal, I really encourage you to think of a goal that you want to achieve. Think of multiple goals that you want to achieve. Have a daily, weekly, and monthly goal set. Make sure you write these goals down. Make sure you say them aloud to at least one person or yourself. And I guarantee you, mindlessly scrolling on social media is not going to get you to your goals. If you fall into the trap of wasting your free time on social media, I would recommend honestly just filling your schedule. This could be seen as, iffy advice if you are the type of person that thinks that you should have breaks and, relaxing time and whatnot. I have mixed feelings about the whole let me take a break and then, spend that break on social media. That doesn't really seem like a break to me. If you really wanted to take that break, let's say, to better your mental health, I don't know how going on your phone is gonna help that. So if you need those breaks, I really recommend that you just go off your phone entirely, take a hiatus, whatever you need to do, and start spending that time, actually taking care of yourself. Cooking yourself a good meal that's going to nourish your body. Going on a walk and getting in your daily exercise, staying hydrated throughout the day. Read a book you've always wanted to read but never got the chance to. There are things that you can be doing that are going to help you better your mental health and get to where you want to be other than just going on your phone. That was just a quick summary about some of the things you can do to stop mindlessly scrolling on social media. I think the biggest factor for me is the mindset that I have. I know exactly what I want. At 20 years old, I know exactly what I want. I have set goals. I am uber confident in accomplishing them. Because that confident mindset thrives on productivity and spending all of your time going after those goals, I simply don't have time to scroll on social media. I don't have the want to anymore. I have become so laser focused in becoming the best version of myself, and scrolling on social media is not going to take me there. It's going to take me in the opposite direction. So if I had to summarize this video, I would just really stress the importance of identifying your goals and going after them with all of your heart and your effort and your mind and whatnot, but especially all of your heart, because if your heart's not in it, you're not gonna enjoy the time you spend going after those goals. That is the end of the video. If you all have any questions or comments for me, you can go ahead and leave that in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye!